We're going to announce our segment that we're going to start. We'll see how it goes, but essentially we're going to call it bury the lead, which is a saying in journalism. You're never supposed to bury the lead. You're supposed to stick the most important stuff at the top and hit it really hard. And it's been funny doing this show. Sometimes we tend to leave stuff for the very end. I know I've
I
called out
think
the
that's like your signature move.
I've called out the Vatican and football at the last 5 minutes. And so we thought it'd be fun to, at the last 5 minutes of our first Zoom call, to try to get our hottest take in. So
Okay.
each of us will have 2.5 minutes to just go on a rant as the timer counts down.
So my rant is here because I FaceTimed our mutual friend the other day and we were talking about um like our beliefs and stuff like that. We were actually talking about our hottest beliefs too, and we ended up talking about people on the left and like left-leaning people talking about woke politics and how woke politics has been demonized. But I was talking about how, in my experience at USD, I feel like a lot of people on the left have this need to be oppressed. And I just don't think that oppression is synonymous with empathy. Like, I just don't understand the reason why people want to be oppressed so badly or talk about like how broke they are, even if they have money or whatever. And I think that it is such a warped sense of needing to have less to be looked at as more on the left side. And it's almost like on the spectrum when you're so far left and you're so far right, it's like a sphere and you meet in the middle. And I'm just like, you guys sound actually effing insane to me to be talking about this. The reason why I brought up too is because ever since we've been doing this podcast, I've been reflecting on my experience at USD too. And I remember taking a social justice class with somebody at USD, and all these people would kind of turn it into a huge therapy sesh, which is okay. Therapy's good, but
People
like
are
not in a fun way. In like a, it seemed like a everyone was trying to get the most tears in the classroom way. And I just don't think it is at all helpful for us, and rather it diminishes us. And this is the reason why the right side has so much ammunition against us in terms of calling people sensitive and as well as super woke. Like that, I think this is the reason why woke has been demonized, and it needs to be fixed internally as well as externally. Like people need to let this oppression thing go and tell the truth. Like it is okay if you're rich, you can still believe in human rights. Okay, my rant is
That
done.
was an absolutely brilliant golden rant. That was amazing. And I have so much to say, but I have to get into my bury the lead topic,
Okay.
which is there was a big eclipse that happened it was like on the Pisces and Virgo axis, and I am someone who actually tends to believe in astrology. There's a quote by JP Morgan that says that millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do, and he basically just had this mentality of like those who focus on astrology, who pay attention to it, are getting some kind of an insight out of it. It's been around for a really long time in human history across cultures. You know, you got like the Chinese zodiac, the Western zodiac, the Hindu version of it. And I just think if it's maintained its prevalence for that long, there's got to be something to it, which is true, I think, of most religions, even the ones that seem really antiquated or kind of like superstitious. I think there's like a wisdom to it that we can glean from studying it, paying attention to it. But anyway, there's this big eclipse that happened, and then Mercury went to retrograde. Reminded me of this happened when we were at USD and we did like a story about the eclipse and a story about retrograde, which was fun. There's an element of just fun to it and like play, and I do enjoy that aspect of it, but I do think there's some merit to it as well. I have seen like astrologers predict some pretty big stuff. Like one of them I was paying attention to kind of predicted COVID, and ever since then it's like really and also during the Trump assassination attempt, there was some weird stuff going on in the sky. Just have to say that. Maybe we'll get into that another time. But um, yeah, all in all, I think, okay, even if the stars aren't actually dictating our lives, I do think that what astrology does is it forces someone to pay attention to the context and not just like the immediate. So like not just what's happening right in front of our face, but paying attention to the beyond, and like you notice different things. You notice different patterns that are playing themselves out that are much larger than us as a human species, but you pick up on recurring themes and motifs. And then once you get a sense of like the patterns of nature and the cycles of all things, then it teaches us something about ourselves that we can apply to our own lives. The end.
Wow, that was so good.